Settlement Board. Ian is one of the appointees from the Kaimai Presbytery, and you'll have seen their first report in your weekly news. Ian, welcome.
Thank you, Gary. I can see that you're all good Presbyterians and you like sitting down the back. So my name's Ian, it's spelt real funny, E-O-I-N. My grandmother named me. It's Gaelic for John. And actually all Ians mean John, but anyway, I digress. I live in Tauranga and my wife is Judith and we live there together. Been there for about 15 years now. And for my sins, I've been on the council with Gary for about 8 years, I suppose. We've served on there together. And so I'm now chairing this Ministry Settlement Board. And so I just wanted to come and put a face to that funny name and just let you know what we've been doing. So we had our first meeting at the very end of last month. And Ross, Gail and Hannah from here are all on that Ministry Settlement Board. We've put a couple of work groups together. One is building a profile for the whole parish, so that's the 3 congregations. And we thought we'd not only build a paper profile, which is what we had last time, but also a video profile. We're looking at the possibility of doing that, and I've had a conversation with Michael this morning around that. So that's one work group is doing that, and the other work group is working on a position description for the new minister. And we think it's really important that we have some very clear parameters around what the expectations are for the minister, and that can be done by way of a position description. The Book of Order says that all a minister has to do, I don't mean all, but the minister has to do pastoral care, preach and teach, and the sacraments. That's it. That's what the Book of Order says a minister does. And these days, a minister has to do a lot more than that. They have to lead teams and they have to enable and facilitate ministry, and they have to be strategic. So there's a lot involved in being an effective parish minister now. And so we want to make sure that everything's thought through and articulated well in that position description. So I want to enlist your help there. So you'll notice, maybe if you've read this week's email that's gone out, and I know that Ian has, because he told me his wife told him to read it. But anyway.
Yeah, you just read it.
Oh, you just read it, okay. So in there I've put a little report from the Ministry Settlement Board, but I've asked you to send me your top 2 aspirations for the new minister. And by aspirations I mean things you want them to do. What do you want? What's your top 2 things that you want? Put them in an email and send them to me. Now, my email address is on there. If you're not into email and you want to handwrite something and put it in the letterbox, what do you do? You put it in the post box and post it to me, then my postal address is there, and that's fine. And if you want to ring me up and I'll write it down, that's fine too. Okay, so there's 3 ways for you to communicate to us what your top 2 aspirations are for your new minister. And so if you could do that by Monday next week, because I want to feed that into the work group that's working on the position description. So you've got just over a week to write 2 sentences for me, if you would do that. And the other thing that I want you to do is to pray. And I'm under no illusion that getting the right person to come to Fairfield is not a human endeavour. We put a Ministry Settlement Board together and we will do our work as best as we can and try and be as professional as we can and do it with integrity and transparency and honesty and authenticity. But at the end of the day, we can't bring the right minister to this parish. Only God can do that. And it's a spiritual endeavour, and therefore we need to pray about it. Not just leave it to the Ministry Settlement Group. Because what we'll do is discern who the right person is, and we'll do that by tapping on shoulders, maybe approaching people, making the position as widely available as possible so that people know about it. But only God can call the right person here. And so we need to pray around that. So I would ask you please to do that in a structured way and just individually at home on a regular basis, and keep doing that. This journey is not going to be a short one. I imagine it will take a good few months, if not a year, to get there. And I don't think it will be particularly simple or easy, but really important and a prayerful spiritual journey for us to engage in. Okay? Kia ora, thank you.